Hi, everybody. Welcome back once again to the Magen podcast, where we try and address various HR related issues. I'm Jasper, your host for the day. Last time, our topic was handling salary negotiations and post interview etiquettes for candidates. Today, our topic is the same, except we're looking at it from the client's perspective. We'll be looking majorly at 3 to 4 questions, and answering them with us is none other than Jasper Chand, the managing partner of Magen Search Partners. Hi, Jasper. Good evening and welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Jason. It's always a pleasure being over here. Good evening. And I also thank all our viewers for the immense support that they've shown us. And please do remember, if you have any senior hiring requirements, please do reach out to us through our website.
All right, Jasper, let's get started. So, how should a typical negotiation go?
So typically, I would say it should go smooth and it should reach its logical conclusion. So for that, first and foremost, whichever way the negotiations go, I always, tell our clients to always, you know, give a wow experience to the candidates. Because when the HR is interacting with the candidates, they're not only representing the client as an HR professional, but also as a brand ambassador, which is very important. So, how good or bad the candidate is made to feel really is important and it matters. Because in this industry, the word travels faster than light, you know. So, it is all a matter of the reputation of the client as well. Then I also, advise my clients never to make the first offer as the best offer. Typically, ideally, it should be the third best offer because that will leave us the scope for negotiations because everybody likes to negotiate. Negotiations are bound to happen. Making the third best offer, also ensures that we are rationalizing the candidate's salary expectation, especially if they're too high. You know, then never get irritated with a hard negotiating candidate because that's also a sign that the candidate is really serious about joining your organization. That's why he's negotiating hard, you know. And even if you're getting irritated, never show it, never express it to the candidate. Whatever final offer that you make, try to make it a win-win for yourself as well as the candidate. A big no is to making certain offers which are humiliating to the candidate. For example, making the same offer which he is presently drawing, as in terms of CTC, or maybe at times I've also seen clients making a salary offer which is lower than what he's currently making. That's a big no. Unless you have a really strong reason for doing that. Try to make the deal sweet. Always remember that a happy and satisfied candidate has a higher chance of joining and performing well.
All right, so now let's take a deep dive. What are some of the key points or your advice to the clients during this negotiation process?
Well, first, I would like to mention a very important point. There were times earlier when the entire salary negotiation was done by the consultant. The clients used to trust the consultant to do the same. But unfortunately, nowadays, this trend is waning off pretty fast. Uh, the HR does all the salary negotiations mostly, and they approach the consultant. Uh, you know, in case something's gone amiss, something's gone wrong, then they approach the consultant and try to get the consultant to intervene. But I've seen in these kind of cases, mostly a lot of water has flown under the bridge, and by that time, when the consultant steps in, it it is too late to salvage that fragile, situation. So my humble request to all the HR professionals is, to always keep the consultant in the loop. Trust your consultant. They are duty bound to be truly honest and transparent with you all. So trust your search partner because they're working as an extended part of your team. So treat them as an extended part of your team. Then, if in case a senior hiring is involved, depute somebody senior enough, matured enough to interact with that candidate. We've had cases which were almost blown. The deal was almost off because of the haughtiness and the maturity of the HR personnel who was interacting with that senior, client. Because one always has to remember one thing: it is not what you say, it is how you say it, which matters. Try to take all the salary documents in one go. Asking again and again may be an irritant. You know, seek and get a clear-cut understanding of the CTC. What is the fix? What is the variable? What are the perks involved? What are the ESOPs, etc. So that when you are drawing out the offer, you have all the facts and figures in front of you. Right. Get a good understanding of what is the salary expectation of the candidates. That also helps you draw out a favorable or a win-win situation offer. Notice period. Please mention beforehand if you're able to buy out the notice period or whether you will not be able to do so. Another very important thing is ideally get all your psychoanalysis tests, medical tests, reference and background checks, etc., done between the period of the verbal offer acceptance and the formal offer made. Because I'm saying so. I have seen in some cases. I'm not saying most cases, but some cases where discrete ref checks are carried on by the client on the candidate, which is I don't know. This is, as per me, a breach of the candidate's confidentiality, especially when, due to one reason or the other, the final offer is not even made to that particular candidate. Yeah. So to avoid all this, you must do whatever that I've just spelled out. Then expect negotiations to happen and hard negotiations to happen. Be prepared to keep going back to the drawing board, keep going back to your comp and pen team for offers whenever they are countered. Try to put yourself in the candidate's shoes, and also try to appreciate the candidate's points of view. Because empathy works like a charm than disdain. You know. Another important point I would say is always have two candidates selected for one position. Why I'm saying this is because in case your offer doesn't work well with the first selected candidate, you can immediately go back to the second candidate without wasting time. That saves a lot of time for the clients. And always make the candidate feel on the top of the world. You know, treat him or her like a king or a queen, irrespective of whichever way the negotiations or the offers go. Once the offer is accepted, it is advisable to welcome the candidate on board and make him or her feel very wanted.
All right. You made an interesting point at the start where you sort of hinted at how the trend is shifting, how the search consultants are being treated differently. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, see, all the search consultants they have a process which they would love to follow to a T. The process is time consuming. Uh, let's say, for example, we would like to get a brief from the HR, from the hiring manager, because the perspectives can change. So there could always be a gap. So to close faster and successfully. So this is one process. The other one would be probably, when we would like to, even there were times we would visit the plants. The client used to invite us to visit their office, their plants. Uh, that's not happening anymore because of paucity of time, I guess, and even costs, to save on costs. Then, the search consultants basically, uh, earlier were mostly given fresh mandates where they would, go, network, map, meet the candidates before presenting the shortlist to the clients. So all these privileges were given, but now that's not happening because all the clients, they want the CVs as in yesterday after having given the mandate to the search consultants. So actually, what is happening is that the clients are paying the search consultants their for their processes and their quality, but unfortunately, they're not allowing them the time for that, for those processes and quality.
I see.
Yeah. So, and I think I don't blame them also, because today everybody is trying to save a lot of costs. So they initially, try and close the position through their own talent acquisition teams, internally, the teams that they have. Then they try to go to other recruiting partners who charge lesser than what we normally charge. And when all the options have been exhausted, that's the time when they generally come to us, when they don't get the desired results through these options. But then, by that time, a lot of time has been wasted, and time is money. Is I think, which is something which everybody should understand and see, whether the entire processes which are being followed today, are they even worth it, when we talk about time being important as money. you know
Well, Jasper, that's our time for today. Thank you once again for an informative session.
Thank you so much for having me over here and hosting me, and I thank all our viewers once again. Please do, visit our YouTube channel, like, share in great numbers with all your connects, and also subscribe to it. And we will be keenly waiting for your suggestions, advice, questions, etc. Good day. God bless.